Man. Wow. I'm 30 today. Well, not right now. Not today. A couple hours. It's the day before, so I'm 29. But like, when you see this, I'll be 30. I'm 30. Didn't think that I would be here. And I'm delightfully surprised. 20s? My 20s was wild. It was hard. It was tumultuous. It was rough. I learned so much. I grew so much. Therapized so much. I'm rambling, but this is the intro. Oh, this is the intro. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? If you're a usual, hey girl, hey. Thank you for joining me today on part one, I guess, of a birthday vlog. Yeah, subscribe down below and join the family, become a Keystone, and we'd love to have you here. It's cool. I'm kind of funny. You'll love it though, Mark. You gonna love it here. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe and catch up with me on all my social media, which will be in the description box below. And yeah, we're gonna get started. So today I wanted to film a video about 30 things that I learned in my 20s. My 20s was a ride, and I can't believe that I started this channel as an outlet when I was in a pretty bad space in my life, and I needed to talk to somebody while being isolated from my loved ones. And so I was like, well, you know, maybe people can learn from me. Something my mom said has stuck with me for a couple of years now, and she said, the journey isn't always about you. Sometimes the things that you go through are for other people. And that really kind of fueled my passion with YouTube, because it helped me get out of the mindset of of being the victim of like, why is this happening to me? It's not fair. Because, you know, it isn't, but we all go through things in our life, and it matters how we handle it. And I feel like a lot of the lessons that I learned in my 20s were repetitive because I wasn't learning it. But when I finally did, and it stuck, and I practiced those things, then I was able to move to the next stage of life. And I feel like my 20s was like an earthquake that separated a foundation that was weak and allowed me to build it myself. I really feel like my 20s allowed me to build that foundation from scratch with the best materials, with the best knowledge, with the best influence, with the best advice, with the best people, with the best learning experiences. And now my foundation cannot be broken. And I wanted to share those things with you all today on my 30th birthday, Dirty 30, because I feel like I want to continue to keep sharing. I want to continue being vulnerable. I want to continue growing with you, whether I know you personally or not, whether this just popped up because of a hashtag, whether you're in a crappy place in life or your mental health is not the best right now. I just want to be here to empathize with you and let you know that, as cliche or as cheesy as it sounds, that things eventually do get better despite how long it feels like it takes. It took a long time for me to get here. It took a long time for me to love myself. It took a long time for me to believe in myself. It took a long time for me to learn how to set my boundaries. Time. Time is important. Time matters, but time only matters with effort. We are the writers, we are the painters, we are the videographers, we are the musicians of our own life, and we are on our own pace. And that's why I never compare myself to people. I compare myself to previous versions of Kiara, because I'm always trying to be better than yesterday's version. I'm always trying to be better than last week's. And once I learned that I can only control what I can control, it's when I did my best to stop stressing about things that I can't control. And if you're like, oh, it's easier said than done, I say that in my head sometimes. It's not easy. But my outlook, despite my ailments, despite current situations that I've been through, despite what felt like the world crashing down at one point, has gotten me through and has gotten me to this point. And it's why I say that I'm just so grateful to be here, because there were times where I didn't think that I would make it. But yes, it will eventually get better, no matter how long it takes. And keep going. And it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel, it's okay to breathe, it's okay to break down, but don't stop and don't give up. Enough rambling. Without further ado, I made a list in my handy dandy notebook, and I want to read over those things. Is this the wrong notebook? Hold on. Oh no. So the actual problem with having too much stationery is having too much stationery and you forget where you wrote things down in. So I might explain some things, I might not. I'll explain the things that mean the most, I guess. Okay, 30 things I learned in my 20s in no particular order. Run your own race. You are in competition with only your past self, and there is no timetable. Turning 30, entering into this new phase of life, I struggle with being hard on myself. I don't have the house, I don't have the career, my savings isn't where I want it to be. I'm not where I want to be. I feel like I haven't achieved what 18-year-old Kiara wanted to achieve. But you know that whole planning life out, things never go to plan. Things never happen the way you plan it. Life is full of twists, turns, and curves, and I'm literally just taking things day by day now and doing my best not to hold myself to such a high standard as an individual. I tell Lottie that each day you do your best, and each day your best looks different, and I pat myself on the back. And sometimes I have my down days where I'm really sad about it, but for the most part I'm really fucking proud of me, because like I've done so much. So that's my first piece of advice. Okay, comparison is the thief of joy. I stopped following people on social media who did not move me, who did not have anything to do with my path in life. Stop comparing yourself to people. You only see the highlight reel. Social media is the highlight reel. Your journey is not somebody else's. Do what works for you, and it'll get you to places you never thought you could get to. 3, listen to your inner voice. Listen to your inner voice. Your inner voice at the pit of your stomach, the voice that pops up in your head. It's never wrong. It has never failed me. Listen to your inner voice. 4, healing is not linear. One day, everything will be okay. And there are other days where you'll be breaking down. And that's okay. I feel like sometimes we think that when we're healing, it's a straight and narrow. And we forget that our triggers still exist, or we uncover something, or it's a childhood trauma, or we didn't know that uncovering this thing was going to uncover another. Healing, I feel like right now, is a constant thing. And it's okay if you take 6 steps forward and get knocked back. It's completely normal. And you're not failing at life. Like, we all go through it, and it's okay. Number 5, do not rush marriage. Personal opinion, I don't think anybody under 30 should be getting married because we don't know ourselves. That is where my Being Married Young series came from, and I'll update that in a moment. But do not rush marriage. The right person could be for you at 18, and then they could change and not be for you at 28, because some people don't grow together. Take your time. Take it from me. Take your time. Love is not going anywhere. It's right on time, meeting you right where you are in that stage of life. But don't rush marriage. Work on healing childhood trauma and trauma in general prior to becoming a parent. I could do a whole video on how trying to heal myself while being a good mom is. It is terrifying and it is hard. And a lot of the times I feel like a failure. So if you have the option to put parenting off until you're like ready emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, highly recommend. Learn about yourself. Learn about yourself. I feel like that's self-explanatory. I can't tell you the best way to learn about yourself, but I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Travel solo and do it often. I waited a few years before I went on my first solo trip. I got tired of waiting on people, and I'm an introvert and a loner by nature, and so it only made sense for me to solo travel. I started and I haven't looked back. It is the best thing I've done for myself. It is the best thing that I've done for my soul. Whatever that fear is that's holding you back from traveling by yourself, after taking the precautions, take that leap of faith. It'll be life-changing for you. Find a therapist. Even before things get bad. I feel like a lot of people wait for therapy until like they're in a hole that they can't dig themselves out of. But we need therapy before we get down in that hole. When life is good, when life is bad, when we're content. A good therapist for you can help you discover so much more about yourself and can give you perspectives and tools to navigate through the course of life. Like, until my therapist decides to retire, shout out to her, because we got a lifelong contract and she don't know it, and that's just what that is. Quality over quantity always. We know what that means, right? Okay. Tell your friends you love them. I'm gonna hit hard. Tell your friends you love them. I'm pretty good at this, but there are people who are no longer here that I wish I could tell them that I love them. Life is short, so tell people you love them. even if it makes it uncomfortable. Actually make it uncomfortable for them. Make it uncomfortable. Yeah. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. Even as a parent, as a friend, as a daughter, a sibling, a cousin, whatever title. Put yourself first. That job is going to replace you if you decide to quit tomorrow. Your health matters, mental, physical, emotional, in every spectrum, in every realm. You matter, and when you put yourself first and make yourself a priority, people around you benefit even more. When I am good to myself, I am good to my loved ones. When I am good to myself, I am good to my daughter. When I am good to myself, I am good to the universe. I am good to strangers. But I have to be good to myself first, always. It's okay to change your dreams. I have changed my dreams so much in the last 10 years. In the last 5 years after becoming a mom, I thought that I was going to be this gypsy opera singer traveling and performing, and internally that's still something that I dream about doing. I want to sing opera. I want to do that. But that is not the hand that I have right now. That is not the cards that I'm playing. I'm a mom full time, and I am doing my damnedest to give her the life that I didn't have. And so with that came a change of goals. Opera is intense, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's time consuming, and I love the process, but I can't focus on both 100%. And so I got into, I was about to say astronomy, which I like, but I got into anthropology, and I love the shit out of anthropology. I'm such a nerd about it, and it's been open-minding, but school in general right now is hard. And so I vlog, and I talk on mental health, and I do all of these other things that I love and that fulfill me and that give me purpose, and I'm able to help people. And I said all that to say, don't get stuck in that box. Don't get stuck in that box thinking that because this is something you've wanted to do forever, that it's not okay to change. It is, and you have to follow your heart and do what's best for you. I will always say do what's best for you. It's okay to leave jobs, places, things, and people that don't serve you and aren't a part of your journey. This is one of my favorites that I wrote down. I can't remember what Medea movie it was or the exact quote, but I remember Medea, Tyler Perry, saying that people are like trees. You have your roots, you have your branches, and you have your leaves. Your leaves are not consistent, and they fall off through the seasons. Your branches, they seem stable until like maybe a really bad storm happens, and then they break off. But your roots, you keep the roots. And when you are good to your roots and you take care of your roots, they keep you going, they keep you grounded, they keep you still. And I apply that everywhere in life. If I'm not satisfied, if I'm not happy, I will absolutely leave. If I'm not being served in a relationship, if it feels halfway, if it feels like I'm doing things alone, I will leave. I have no issue with that. My detachment, it's kind of a trauma mechanism. I'm working on it, but I have no issue with leaving. You and your cat can go. No issue. Oh, that was actually a caveat into 15. Boom, hit that. 16. It's okay to see the best in people. It's not okay to sacrifice yourself. Potential is great. If they're not living up to that, stop fighting with yourself. They can go too. I struggle with this one. Don't expect the you out of people. I struggle heavily with this one because I'm like, well, if I can do that, I don't see why you can't. But it's like, Kiara, people aren't you just because that's what you would do in a certain situation doesn't mean people are going to do that. Everybody doesn't have your heart. And that's something that I constantly have to tell myself anytime I want to get offended, or anytime I'm hurt, or overanalyzing or questioning things about a person. I'm like, but Key, they're not you. And apply that where you see fit. Keep your finances in check. Keep your finances in check. Save, but also have fun. You can't take money to the grave. A nice bank account is cool, but if you're not living life, what's the point of having it? Love on those who love on you. Sometimes we can focus on trying to build bridges to connect with people who don't want that connection with us. And it's okay for them not to want to. Don't overexert yourself for people who aren't willing to make that sacrifice and put in the same love, time, and attention that you are. But there are people out there who are loving on you intentionally, and they deserve that version of you. 20, laugh and laugh often. People who spend time with me, I fire off at the mouth. I'm funny as hell. If you're on my Facebook, I'm probably reposting some nonsense, or I'm making a joke here and there. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. And it just brings so much joy if I can do that for somebody, if I can crack a smile. Like, laugh intentionally. 21, your visions only have to make sense to you. God didn't have a conversation with you and a tribe of people. He didn't give you and the rest of them the vision that he gave you. Your vision is for you. If there are people who doubt you, who lack faith in you, who don't believe in you, if it doesn't make sense to them, oh, that's stupid. Find people who believe in you and keep pushing forward. It doesn't have to make sense to nobody else but you. You keep going, and people are going to see it later. It's going to come to fruition because God wrote your story. It's already done. Honor your inner child. Play and give them what you needed all those years ago. The best part about being a mom for me is how much I've gotten to reconnect to little Kiara. I was going to say my nicknames, but I'm going to have to fight you if you guys call me those in person. So I'm going to just skip that part. But being a mom with a 5-year-old, like, we play so much. We joke, we play tag, and we play with toys sometimes. And Lottie loves being outside, probably less than me, but she still enjoys it. And my favorite part is going to the park with her, and it brings me back to memories of living in California. And there was like a park on every block. There's parks everywhere, and I can see them in my head, and there being tetherball and tennis courts and basketball courts and sidewalks and all this equipment. And so when I play with Lottie, like, I just get on the swing set and swing, and it is so much fun. I honor my inner child because she needs to be loved on. She experienced a lot, and I want her to know that I'm here for her, and that she's important, and that she still deserves all those things that her little heart desires. And being a girl mom is like looking at myself sometimes, and it's very therapeutic, and I love watching her blossom despite what my childhood looked like. Platonic love and romantic love do not replace each other, they coexist. Everyone has a role. I believe in soul tribes. I do not believe that my soulmate is just one person. I only want to be with one person. However, I desire love in every aspect of my relationships, and I can't wait to be with that one person. But also I'm really looking forward to having a tribe where love overflows between all of us. Stop telling people to invest in self-love. It's okay to want to be loved. Just had to put that out there. Be empathetic and compassionate to yourself. Show yourself grace. Right? Okay. Take the leap of faith. Be your biggest cheerleader. Listen more than you speak. Sometimes you need not say anything at all. Family is who you decide they are. My peace is not negotiable. Dance often. This is a dancing household, and we have dance parties daily. Dance. The universe, your ancestors, God, or even if you believe in nothing at all, you are divinely protected. They have your back, and trust in all of those things. Blind trust, blind faith. And I feel like those are all the biggest lessons that I learned in my 20s. I'm looking forward to applying them in my 30s. I'm really excited about being 30 today, and I love all of you. Thank you for being here with me on this journey. I'm so immensely grateful. I'm looking forward to doing more videos and being more present. And I just want to thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Love you. Bye.